Okay, so I think we're all packed. Got all the essentials. Got some food, although we can buy some down there. Got blankets to keep warm, particularly when I'm out doing astrophotography, which is under here, all this gear here. Some things that can be gold in a pandemic. And bags are all packed, and yeah, I'm not saying that we have an addiction problem, but we have an addiction problem. Okay, so it's just gone, I think it's around 7 o'clock. I've got this light shining in my eye, so I can't see where I'm going, so hopefully I won't run into anything. It's still nice and clear, although it's still very windy. There's a gap in the hedge here. And I'm just going to go over to the corner and set up and see what I can capture. Probably ideally come back, oops, just walked into a shrubbery, so that was what I was worried about, with this light shining in my face. So probably take a few test shots, then might come back in about an hour or two to try out some other shots as the Milky Way moves across and the core comes up. So I better turn this light off before I run into any more things. Okay, so it's about 10 o'clock and I'm hoping the Milky Way has moved around a bit further. The wind has certainly dropped, which is good, and we'll see if we can get some shots that aren't looking at that really bright light over there. So got my intervalometer here all ready to go. It's all set, and we'll do a few test shots and then we'll get cracking on doing some shots again, and hopefully I can be a little bit further away from that bright light. Okay, I'll show you the framing up. The Milky Way has certainly moved around a bit, which is good. I've still got those bright lights from the boat park, but I got some clouds come through now, which is not so great. So I'm hoping they will clear shortly, and then I can get on and get some shots with just the Milky Way and not clouds in the way. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Okay, so because of the really bright light where all those boats are stored is kind of ruining the shot, I'm going to drive along a little bit further along the road to where there was another little wharf looking across the lake, and hope that it's a bit darker there and I can't see this boat storage place, so I'll head off now. So I've come back down to this spot again off the end of a wharf to take a shot across the lake. It's calm, so it's not windy like it was the other night, and it should be clearer, so I'll see what I can get. The camera I'm using is the Sony A7 III, and I've got the Samyang 20mm 1.8 f1.8 lens on for taking these shots, so hopefully that will be suitable. Okay, so this is the framing that I've got here across the lake with the Milky Way. I am away from that very brightly lit up boat storage place, but you can still see some lights in the background. But the Milky Way is coming up quite nicely over the hills in the distance and across the lake, so I'll take a few shots here and then might try some of the shots back at where we're staying when the Milky Way has moved around further. Okay, so I'm back here at the place we're staying on one of the wharves and looking towards the Milky Way. A lot of very noisy swans and ducks and things around. Unfortunately, those lights at that boat storage place just stay on all night, incredibly bright. So it's not the best. And the water's not as still as it was at the other place because there's a little ripple of water, which is meaning I can't really see the reflection of the Milky Way or the stars so well. But you know, you got to get what you can. Otherwise, it feels very still, but there's obviously just enough to cause a ripple. So I'm using ISO 6400 and I'm taking 13-second exposures at the moment to capture the Milky Way, and I'm trying to do a vertical panorama of maybe 2 or possibly even 3. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I thought I'd try putting the camera vertically, and this is what I am getting here. So I think I need that Milky Way to move a little bit further around and away from those bright lights. But you can see the trees glowing there just by the natural light from the place we're staying at. It's making them glow, and there's a nice reflection in there, but yeah, I need it to move a little bit further, the Milky Way a little bit further to the left, so I might have to come back in about an hour or so and see what I can get then. Well, I think that'll do for tonight. I've got a few shots. The Milky Way core is starting to get pretty high, so it's going to be right overhead soon. So it'll be pretty hard to get it in conjunction with the landscape without doing a 3-panel mosaic. And it's getting a bit cold out here too, so I might head inside and have a quick cup of tea before bed. I have to say the smell of sulphur is really strong tonight from Rotorua. So yeah, head inside for some fresh air, I think. It's a beautiful walk through the native bush here with all the panga and the ferns, and it's rained recently so everything's a little bit wet, but that's okay. That sort of adds to the atmosphere, I think. And it shouldn't be too far. It says a 30-minute walk, but invariably these end up being a lot shorter. So. For sure, I would not be water rafting down that one. As I said before, it's an 11-metre drop and it's the highest commercially rafted waterfall in the world. So just taking a stroll through what's called Hell's Gate. I think it was George Bernard Shaw who named it. So it surely must be the gate to hell. It's a geothermal area with lots of things at high temperature. See behind me I've got Lake Tarawera, and I'll move around this way and perhaps point past me, but that's Mount Tarawera over there. So this looks like it could be a good spot. I'm going to load up photo pills and have a look and see what time the Milky Way core will be rising above Mount Tarawera and get a bit of an idea of the timing. Assuming these clouds go away, there's quite a few clouds have turned up now, but it is still early, so plenty of time yet. So I've got the cameras all set up here. The Milky Way at the moment is over about there, and I'm hoping it'll move over into where my camera is currently pointing. So I think it's going to be another hour though, but by then Milky Way should be right over the mountain and the core should be rising above the mountain, so that'll be really good. So I'm just set up here on the lake's edge. Let me just zoom out a bit. You can see there, and I'm just going to turn this light off. We'll go in and we'll have a look at the framing that I've got going here. So you can see Lake Tarawera there and the mountain in the distance with the Milky Way core coming out of the top. So I'm pretty pleased with that. That's just a 2-minute exposure on ISO 800, and for the it's about to take another shot, so that's why it's gone to that. But yeah, that's for the base, and then I'm going to start for the landscape, and then I'll be taking a shot later on, multiple shots for the Milky Way. So this is where I'm recording my last shot. Here with the wharf, you can't see Lake Tarawera in the background, but the wind's come up unfortunately, so the reflections have gone, but it still should have a nice shot down here, so I think that'll do, and I'll head back home. Well, I think that was a successful night. The wind's kicked up now, but before it was really, really calm. And we stayed on for one last night, just in the hope that it was going to be clear tonight, and it is, so that's good. And so it's time to head back and warm up, go back to the unit, and have something to eat and drink, I think. But all in all, happy. So that was our trip down to Lake Rotorua in the Rotorua area. It's our sort of geothermal area in New Zealand. It was nice to get down there again. I haven't been down there for quite a few years, and it was nice to get into some different darker skies and to try out a bit of landscape astrophotography. I'm still very new to landscape astrophotography, as you can probably tell. And at some stage it would be nice to get an astro modified camera, but I'll look at that for the future perhaps. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video, hopefully you thought some of the images looked okay, and otherwise I hope you're getting some clear skies, and I'll see you in the next video.